This is why I don't like our government. Talking about homeless tonight. A homeless individual is defined in, quote, an individual who lacks housing without regard to whether the individual is a member of a family, including an individual whose primary residence during the night is a supervised public or private facility that provides temporary living. So, according to this, anybody who is incarcerated and can be considered homeless. Now, looking at the website, they have different classifications of the homeless. For example, an individual who lacks a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. Yes, I can understand that as being considered homeless. An individual who has a primary nighttime residence that is a public or private place not designed for or ordinarily used as regular sleeping accommodation for human beings, including a car, park, abandoned building, bus or train station, airport, or camping ground. Okay, I take issue with that because I don't consider people who live in their van to be homeless. They just happen to drive their homes around. Same with RVs. And as far as camping grounds go, yeah, so does that mean if I go camping for a weekend, I'm homeless for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? That doesn't make sense. So essentially, the government would be allowed to count those statistics according to this. An individual or family living in a supervised, publicly or privately operated shelter designated to provide temporary living arrangements, including hotels and motels paid for by federal, state, or local government programs for low income individuals by charitable organizations, congregate shelters, and traditional housing. Yeah, I can understand that, but not everybody that goes to these places are considered homeless. For example, if there's a domestic dispute and one of the individuals, either the man or the woman, has to leave for the night so they can catch their breath and try to put back the relationship later, um, they would count that individual as homeless for that night. Um, Homelessness in that situation would not begin at the drop of a dime. I mean, yeah, if, say, the husband kicked the wife out because she beat the crap out of him while he was sleeping, um, you can't really count something like that as being homeless immediately because a lot of people in situations like that, when there are domestic uh, disputes, a lot of them make up. So you can't really count that. Like going over to sleep on a friend's couch for a night after a fight, they could count that statistically. Now, the government, in order to be funded by Congress, come up with statistics for why they need the money. So if they can make it look like there are more homeless people than there actually are just by fudging the definition of homelessness, then they get more money. This is a problem. It's a big problem. This is why government is overfunded. That's why it's too bloated. This happens in every single agency. Now, I drive for a living, and I pass people with homeless signs every single day. And it's odd to see some of them coming out of their apartments or leaving their apartments in order to go stand on a street corner. This happens regularly where I live. Uh, you see them on the street for a while, and then all of a sudden they get on the bus and they're gone. Uh, I've heard reports of people that while they're on the bus, they will tear their clothes and take shoe polish and try to mess their face up a little bit, and then they'll write their little sign that they're going to fly. They'll stand on a street corner until they have enough money for whatever they're going to use the money for, and then they go home. A simple solution to this is to stop giving money to them. If you give $5 to an individual, then that's not going to change their life. It might buy them a burger. It might buy them a drink. Who knows what they're doing with the money? It might buy them a pack of cigarettes in some states. You don't know where that money's going. However, if you give the money to a homeless shelter instead, that $5 can buy X amount of meals. The people at the homeless shelters that run these places, they know how to stretch a dollar. Plus, they make deals with individual businesses as well as get some government funding to help out. And this in turn makes your dollar go a lot farther. So if you want to encourage homelessness, continue to give to the people on the streets. If you want to end homelessness, stop. Just stop. Take that money, give it to the homeless shelters, give it to the programs that help people out of those situations, and try to think with your head instead of your heart. I know it's hard. I mean, they look so pathetic and so run down, and it's horrible. And you just want to reach out and help these people. But there's an old saying, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But if you teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime. So instead of changing the definition of homeless, maybe we should change the definition of helping the homeless. I'm not naive enough to believe that this is a permanent solution, but I do believe it's a good start.